Welcome back to Ecocrop Chronicles, fellow green thumbs. If you dream of growing fresh vegetables and herbs but feel limited by your apartment balcony, tiny backyard, or even just a windowsill, this guide is your game changer. Today, we're diving deep into the most effective urban gardening hacks to help you maximize every square inch of your growing space. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned gardener looking to optimize your small space setup, these proven techniques will totally transform your thinking about urban agriculture. The secret to explosive productivity in small spaces lies in thinking vertically, not horizontally. Vertical container stacking isn't just about placing pots on shelves. It's about creating a sophisticated growing system that maximizes light exposure while maintaining easy access for maintenance. Start by selecting varying-sized containers, with your largest, heaviest pots forming the foundation. Place moisture-loving plants like lettuce and spinach in the lower tiers, where they'll benefit from water dripping down from above, while positioning sun-loving herbs like basil and oregano in the upper levels. The key to successful stacking is ensuring proper drainage at every level. Drill additional holes in your containers and place saucers between tiers to catch excess water without creating soggy conditions. Consider using lightweight materials like fabric grow bags or recycled plastic containers for upper levels to reduce overall weight stress on your structure. This approach can triple your growing capacity in the same footprint, while creating an impressive living wall effect that serves as a functional garden and a stunning visual feature. Container succession planting is your ticket to continuous harvest throughout the growing season, ensuring you never run out of fresh produce. This technique involves planting the same crop in different containers at 2-week intervals, creating a conveyor belt of ready-to-harvest vegetables. Start with fast-growing crops like radishes, lettuce, and arugula, which can be ready in as little as 30 days. The beauty of container succession planting lies in its predictability and space efficiency. As you harvest from one container, the next is already developing and you can immediately replant the emptied container with new seeds. This continuous cycle means you'll have fresh salads every week rather than dealing with the feast or famine situation that often plagues traditional gardening. For herbs like cilantro and dill that tend to bolt quickly, succession planting becomes essential for maintaining a steady supply for your kitchen. Companion planting in small spaces requires a three-dimensional approach that maximizes beneficial plant relationships while conserving precious space. Design your containers with tall plants like tomatoes or peppers as the backbone, medium-height plants like basil or marigolds in the middle tier, and ground-covering plants like nasturtiums or oregano spilling over the edges. This creates a mini ecosystem where plants support each other's growth while fitting multiple crops in a single container. The magic happens when you understand how these plant relationships work in confined spaces. Basil planted near tomatoes doesn't just save space, it improves the tomato's flavor while repelling harmful insects. Meanwhile, the nasturtiums cascading from your container edges serve as pest deterrents and edible flowers for your salads. This approach can allow you to grow 3 to 4 different crops in the space traditionally used for one, while actually improving overall plant health through natural symbiosis. Water management becomes critical in container gardening, where plants can quickly become stressed from drought or waterlogging. Creating self-watering systems using everyday materials can really revolutionize your container garden's health, and honestly, reduce your daily maintenance time. The simplest method involves inserting plastic bottles with small holes into your containers, creating a slow-release watering system that keeps soil consistently moist. Create reservoir systems using larger containers with false bottoms for a more sophisticated approach. You just place a smaller container inside a larger one, fill the space with water, and allow wicking material like old t-shirt strips to draw water into the soil as needed. This system can keep your plants hydrated for up to a week, making it perfect for busy urban gardeners or, those who travel frequently. The consistent moisture levels also promote better root development and more robust plant growth compared to the stress cycles of traditional watering methods. Urban environments often present challenging light conditions, with buildings casting shadows and limiting direct sunlight exposure. Transform your available light into maximum growing power by strategically placing reflective surfaces around your growing area. Aluminum foil, mirrors, or even white-painted boards can redirect precious sunlight to reach the lower leaves of your plants and illuminate shadier corners of your garden space. Position reflective materials on the north side of your growing area to bounce southern light back onto your plants, doubling the light intensity for many containers. This technique is particularly valuable for balcony gardens where buildings or railings create partial shade conditions. You can also use reflective materials underneath hanging baskets to ensure the lower portions of cascading plants receive adequate light for healthy growth. The increased light penetration will result in more compact, bushier plants and significantly higher yields from the same space. Vertical wall gardening opens up new growing real estate in urban spaces, turning blank walls into productive growing surfaces. Pocket planters, hanging systems, and modular growing panels can, really transform any vertical surface into prime agricultural space. Choose your wall mounting system based on your wall type and rental restrictions. Temporary solutions like overdoor shoe organizers or tension pole systems work perfectly for renters. The key to successful wall gardening is selecting appropriate plants for each position. Place heavier, water-hungry plants in lower pockets where structural support is strongest, and reserve upper positions for lightweight herbs and trailing plants. Also, consider the microclimate each wall position creates. Upper pockets will dry out faster and receive more light, while lower pockets stay cooler and moister longer. This natural variation allows you to grow diverse crops with different requirements on the same wall system. Proper drainage can really make or break your container garden, but honestly, it's something that enthusiastic beginners often overlook. Engineering adequate drainage actually goes beyond just adding holes to the bottom of your containers. It means creating a system that prevents waterlogging while still holding on to enough moisture for your plants to thrive. So, to get started, try creating drainage layers using broken pottery, gravel, or even wine corks at the bottom of those deeper containers. Careful hole placement is super important, especially for containers that don't already have drainage holes, like decorative pots or those repurposed items you might have lying around. You'll want to drill holes not only in the bottom, but also around the sides near the base. That way excess water can escape even if the bottom holes get blocked. And hey, don't forget about elevation. Raising your containers just a bit off the ground with bricks or pot feet really improves drainage and keeps water from pooling around the base. This kind of attention to drainage detail will help prevent root rot and in the end create healthier growing conditions for more vigorous plant growth. Urban environments naturally create microclimates. And, savvy gardeners learn to manipulate these conditions to extend growing seasons and improve plant performance. Your balcony or patio likely has warmer, cooler, windier, or more protected areas than others. Create warm microclimates by positioning containers near heat-absorbing surfaces like concrete walls or dark-colored structures that release warmth throughout the day. Use these spots for heat-loving plants like peppers, tomatoes, and basil. Conversely, cooler microclimates should be created in shadier areas for crops like lettuce and spinach that prefer cooler conditions. You can also artificially create microclimates using temporary structures like cold frames from clear storage containers or wind barriers from transparent shower curtains. These simple modifications can, honestly, extend your growing season by weeks on both ends. Trellising in small spaces requires creative solutions that provide plant support without overwhelming your limited area. Develop trellising systems that serve multiple functions, supporting climbing plants while giving privacy screens or wind protection for more delicate crops. Bamboo stakes, tomato cages, and string systems can all be adapted for small space use, but the key is making them easily removable and reconfigurable as your garden evolves. Consider using your existing structures as trellis supports. Balcony railings, fence posts, or even sturdy patio umbrellas can serve double duty as plant supports. For rental situations, tension pole systems that extend from floor to ceiling can provide substantial support for climbing plants without requiring permanent installation. Training plants vertically saves horizontal space, and often results in better air circulation around plants, reducing disease problems common in crowded container gardens. Container gardens face unique pest challenges, and honestly, the concentrated growing environment can quickly become overwhelmed by insects or diseases. So it's important to develop an integrated approach that combines physical barriers, beneficial plant partnerships, and natural deterrents to maintain healthy plants without harsh chemicals. Row covers made from lightweight fabric can protect vulnerable seedlings while still allowing light and air to reach plants. Incorporate pest deterrent plants throughout your container arrangements rather than grouping them separately. Marigolds scattered among vegetable containers provide pest protection, while strongly scented herbs like rosemary and thyme create natural barriers against many common garden pests. Regular inspection becomes even more critical in container gardens, where problems can spread quickly between closely spaced plants. Establishing a routine of daily observation allows you to catch and address issues before they become significant problems, keeping your small space garden healthy and productive throughout the growing season. These 10 urban gardening hacks represent years of experimentation and refinement by successful small space gardeners who refuse to let limited space limit their growing dreams. Each technique builds upon the others, creating a comprehensive approach to urban agriculture that maximizes productivity and enjoyment. Remember that the best small space garden fits your lifestyle, space constraints, and growing goals. Start with one or two techniques that most appeal to your situation. Master them thoroughly, then gradually incorporate additional strategies as your confidence and experience grow. Your urban garden will evolve and improve each season, becoming a source of fresh food and a rewarding hobby that connects you with nature even in the heart of the city. If this guide has inspired you to transform your small space into a productive garden paradise, don't forget to subscribe to Ecocrop Chronicles for more innovative gardening solutions, and share this guide with fellow urban gardeners ready to maximize their growing potential. Together, we're proving that amazing gardens aren't limited by space, but only by imagination.